Hey y'all, this is Big Swiss. This is my Christian hip hop channel where I'm going to do breakdowns, reviews of albums, singles, concerts, discuss cultural impacts of secular hip hop to the Christian subgenre. Little background on me: I'm almost 40 years old. I've been listening to hip hop since the '90s, early '90s, when I discovered Vanilla Ice in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze classic film. Ran into MC Hammer a bunch when I was a kid because I lived in the same city he did, and just really was infatuated with the genre, mostly because my parents didn't want me listening to it because they were a bunch of hippies. But it was right around junior high is when we started going to church. I didn't grow up in the church. And we started going to the Christian bookstore, and they had a music section, and my mom was trying to get me to listen to more Christian music at that time. And I figured out, hey, this is a way I can kind of sneak the hip hop in, is if I buy a Christian hip hop album. And that's when I first discovered Beats Per Minute, which was the first Christian hip hop album I ever listened to. And it helped me discover Plato, Illharmonics, moved on to Deep Space Five, all those guys, Mars Ill, Freddie Bruno, those guys, and really enjoyed that. Through high school, though, I started getting exposed to more of that independent scene where, you know, it was more secular artists like Atmosphere, LP, Murs, all those guys like Living Legends, Rhyme Sayers, Def Chucks. I got infatuated with that. And living in the Bay Area, you just had so many opportunities to go to concerts for $15-20 to see these guys. And I just dove into that culture hardcore, and really during that time walked away from the narrow path of Christianity. Around my 30s, I met my now wife, actually shortly after my 30th birthday, and we started going to a church here in Dallas, Texas, which is where I work now, funny enough. And one of the things that the senior pastor was talking about when we started going and getting convicted about where our walk was with Christ, he would always say, change your playmates, change your playground. Just basically saying, hey, if you're going to change your life, you don't want to be running with the same people and doing the same things that you did when you were, depraved in sin, which we all still are, but, nothing to bring you that temptation. The first place that I really took ground in changing my playground was music. And so I really started shifting back towards Christian hip hop. And that was really through Lecrae's Anomaly album. He was doing a press junket tour, and I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or one of the Jimmy Fallons, one of the late night shows he was on, and my wife, who I was just dating at the time, was like, oh, you should check this Lecrae guy out. And so I did, and I was like, wow, this is different, and it's nice, and it's not negative. And so I told my friend Spencer Gunnels, shout out to Spencer Gunnels, who I worked with at the time, who had already been in this genre, the subgenre of Christian hip hop for a long time while I was on my hiatus. He was like, oh, you need to check out Andy Mineo. You need to check out Sho Baraka. You need to check out, started just slanging me people. And this is right around when Spotify was getting really big and the platform was growing, and you just had access to everything in the palm of your hand. So I just started diving into all these things, making playlists, making a Humble Beast playlist, a Reach playlist, a King's Entertainment playlist, a Braille playlist, pre-Beautiful Eulogy. I started making all these like different sub-genre category areas on my playlist, and just really started exploring. And during this whole time, I really stayed off social media. And earlier this year, 2022, I jumped back into Twitter for some reason. I think it was really just to figure out when all the artists were dropping music, because I didn't want to be on Instagram because temptation was just flooded on that platform, like all of them. But Twitter, I felt I could get away with. And as I started engaging with the community, I noticed that, hey, people actually like engage with each other, and for the most part, it's pretty positive. So I figured it was time for me to stop being a consumer and also be a contributor. So hope you guys enjoy the channel. Hope you like my takes. I love all of you. The goal of this is really just to expose more people to Christ through music. I work in a creative team at a church, and I look at how can we reflect our Creator by creating beautiful things. And so to me, hip hop music is the best way that I can articulate sound and influence and just the beauty of words, just like Scripture has. So I hope that you guys enjoy the channel. I hope you enjoy my takes. I hope no one's offended by any of my takes. My goal is not to rip on anyone or whatnot. I have a general idea of, hey, it may not be for me, but it's probably for someone, and I can objectively look through that lens and still review something with a positive light. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the channel, and I hope you keep coming back.